Oh, hello. Hey, guys. All right, let's get going today. We're going to talk about some pretty neat things. We're going to kind of pull all this together. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. First off and foremost, I think I probably look a little tired. We have walked so much in Paris. So we're flying out tomorrow. So I will say something. I will let you know, but hey, Rachel, I will let you know that, so tomorrow I'm not going to do a live because I will literally be in the air. So I am going to instead upload a practice we're going to talk about today that I'd like you to use all weekend. And actually, I'd love it, if possible, if you could start using it every day in your morning practice. But at the very worst, we want to do it all weekend, okay? So that'll be tomorrow's. I will put a reminder up tomorrow as well to download that and to use it this weekend. You'll get an email to remind you to download it and use it this weekend, but we will not have a live tomorrow. Is trying to wave at me. Oh, goodness. Trying to do... No. Okay. Sorry. It paused. Good Lord. Okay. Sorry about that. It paused for a second, guys. So we're going to talk today about why do we get repeat... Hey, Liz. Why do we get repeat experiences even when we say we don't want to have those repeat experiences? So those repeat experiences can be tuning into the same thing again and again, like we've talked about multiple times, and that's really the core of what we want to get to stop, right? Well, that's not right. We want to make sure that the repeat experiences we are tuned into are ones we want, that are, that of abundance, that of ease, that of love, that of joy. Those kind of repeat experiences are great. What I'm talking about are repeat experiences that are a problem. So we're going to talk, we talked a lot yesterday about holograms and about that each of us has a piece of the holographic, the universe, the quantum potential inside us, essentially, in our mind. And so we have that wave free possibly imagine and more, really, way more. It's literally, as I say, life is infinitely abundant. We all have all the wave information necessary to tune into anything we desire. So how do we keep getting repeat experiences? Now, it's due to something I call a preset, okay? So a preset is exactly the same as what you might think of if, let's say you bought a brand new car and you get in the car and your radio station is already set to certain presets. So you push button 1 and it's, the country channel, and you push button 2 and it's jazz, and you push button 3 and it's like death metal or something. And maybe none of those are things that you actually want to tune into, but they are programmed in, right? And so because of that, it's exactly the same in our minds. We essentially get a preset holographic, holographic, basically wave frequency that is set in such a way that it keeps matching us with the frequency of experiences in the quantum potential to pull up. Okay. And so in the exact same way as I say, getting a new car and having a bunch of presets set that you don't actually want, you have to reset the preset, is what I usually say. So what is basically a preset? A preset is, I like to call them memory holograms as well, but a preset basically is where you have taken in all of the wave information necessary, either through it can be through extreme emotion, it can be through repeat information being given to you over and over again, a perspective, an opinion, whatever, over and over again. It can be through, it basically can be through those kinds of things. So when I say, high emotion can be things like a trauma. Okay. So if you've, let's say, been in a car accident, okay, and we know when we're in a car accident, all our emotions are very heightened, right? And so you're in the car accident. What if you had a certain song on at the time? Okay. Pick a song. Every time you hear that song afterwards, right, your body is going to tune in to that reality, to that experience, as if you are being literally back in that in that car accident. You're going to feel all the things you feel or felt. You're going to experience all the things you experienced. This can be true for basically any of our senses, anything that we can hook onto that can become a trigger. Okay. So for instance, for me, when I was back in high school, Drakkar Noir, it's like a cologne, men's cologne. The boys in my school, I think they were bathing in it. I'm pretty sure they just had some sort of area where they went and they sat like a Roman bath for Drakkar Noir. I don't know if anybody else's boys in their class did that, but that was the cologne of the moment. And so you walk down the hall in high school, and I mean, it was like intense. So if I smell Drakkar Noir right now, my brain, the frequency of that scent, which is literally a frequency, is going to come in. It's going to shine a light into the wave hologram that is my mind, and it's going to basically pull that memory up. Okay. And that memory attached with, in my case, I liked it. It smelled good. It just was like a bit much. And I'll be pulled back into maybe that hallway immediately in high school, right? So I'll be back there in that instant. And this is exactly how, Ralph Lauren's polo. I think we had that one too. Yeah, we totally had that one too. Like the preppy guys all had the Ralph Lauren polo. Mm-hmm. Yep. God, that is taking me right back. It can be very, right? And the second you smell it, right? Boom, you're back in high school. You're walking down that hall. And so this it's basically like these presets end up becoming favorite frequencies. So let me give you another example of how this gets set in your mind. It gets set in your mind attached to a belief based on, for instance, if an authority in your life that you 100% believe is an authority tells you something or models something to you in such a compelling way that you believe it instantly, it becomes a preset. So if you watched your dad, for instance, work so hard, my dad, who is a very wonderful person, I have a great dad, but he had this saying, I'm just an old workhorse. I'm just an old plow horse. I'm an old workhorse. And what he meant was the only way to success was to just work and work and work. He consequently actually missed vacations with us growing up. Because my dad is obviously an authority for me, as your parents would have been for you, because as kids, we have to look to the people that are in our lives that are supposed to be telling us how life is, that are supposed to be showing us things. And they are inherently our authorities, teachers, preachers, priests, coaches, any of those people would be authorities for us. And we're going to take in those beliefs a lot stronger because of that. And so in my case, one of my presets was that I had to work so hard all the time. And a lot of what I've built in my business was really through that belief, right? I had a hard time taking vacations. I had a hard time doing all that. Why? Because for me, success was attached, like the frequency of success was attached with the belief of needing to be a workhorse. Okay. So even though I could see other people around me, you can probably look around you. Think of beliefs that you have inherently about life. Relationships are hard, right? If you grew up with that and maybe you saw relationships being very hard. Maybe you had parents who had a lot of conflict. And if you just ended up going out in the world with that belief that relationships are hard, fighting is normal, whatever that was, something like that, then do you think that your preset is going to allow you to find unconditional love that's easy, that's joyful, that's supportive, that's a true partnership? It's not. Because your actual frequency is relationships have to be hard. I kind of believed as well. And I took a lot of time to work on before I met my lovely husband. And that changed everything. We can only change. So again, if you think about this like the radio station, if I end up saying, and this is where people get super frustrated, right? Because, here we go. Okay. Sorry, this keeps pausing. I hope it's going through okay. If they if someone says, I want an unconditionally loving relationship, but what they really have as a preset is relationships are hard, they suck, I can't trust people. That's a big one. Then those two things don't match. And it's the same as the radio station. Let's say I say to myself, I want to listen to the jazz station, but I end up pushing button 1, and button 1 is tuned to country. Now, in that case, I'm just going to look and be like, oh, I pushed the wrong button. This isn't the button. This isn't the one. This isn't the preset I needed. And I'm probably not going to get mad at myself. And I'm probably not going to judge myself, because it's going to be one of those things like, oh, that was just whatever, mistake, no big deal. But that's not what we do in life. What we do in life is when we say we want a different experience, such as finding unconditional love, such as finding success in an easy and joyful and supportive manner. And then we end up not having that experience. We end up dating the jerk person, or we keep just grinding away until we're grinding ourselves into the ground for success. We don't realize, we blame ourselves. We think there's something inherently wrong with us. Why do I keep having this happen, right? Why is this happening to me over and over again? Why can't I have it be different? Because certainly you can look around you and see other people in life that are having a different experience than you if you have some of these presets, right? And we all have presets, doesn't matter. And as I say, you can have good presets, and that's our goal. That's what we're working towards right now in this academy. And we're gonna be programming the heck out of those positive presets. Or you can have these negative ones that you don't want, right? So what we end up doing is we end up being so hard on ourselves. We think there's something wrong with us, but it's not. It's no different than just simply pushing the wrong button on your radio. But the problem is, for a long time, there was like no way to be able to tell that it was just your remote control. And like one of the things I talk about is that expectations are a thinking person's remote control. So we talked about the particle detector and the expectations, and how expectations are actually impacting what you basically get in life. And what those expectations are really are unconscious beliefs. They are what has been programmed in as a preset for you throughout your life, okay? And so now, let's say you have a pattern going on in your life right now. The first thing I want you to do is to be kind to yourself, right? Be gentle. Instead, look at it and say, you know what? This is just a pattern it's a preset. This is just a preset. And I'm hitting an old button. It's tuned into a different thing. I want to shift it. Because just like having to reset those presets when you buy a new car, maybe all the radio stations are wrong, and you just simply have to sit down and learn, how do I change that so that the top 5 stations are all the ones I want to listen to? It's the same in our mind, okay? It's this. Oh, here we go. Okay, I think hopefully this is still working. I think it kicked everybody off. Okay, let me see here. Okay. I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know why the wireless is not working well today, but it is really not working well. So I'm going to see if I can walk around a little bit and get a better signal here. If I can't, I will try to re-record this for you guys. So basically, the main thing I want you to take away from this part is that we talked about like that everything in life is a hologram in many ways. Okay. So, well, actually that's the reality under the reality, right? And so if I want you to think about every single experience in your life is a set of wave frequencies that you were either programmed it. I know it keeps freezing up. I'm so sorry, Liz. I have no idea why. And I'm moving around trying to see if there's a better way. Okay, it looks like I'm back on the Wi-Fi properly. I don't know why it keeps going up and down. I literally have no idea. I'm actually connected to the Wi-Fi here. So apparently they're having some Wi-Fi issues. All right, so let me at least I'm going to give you at least the Crypt Notes version of this to make sure that we get this, you get this as fast as possible. So you are basically, when we are reprogramming or programming a preset, when you're getting them sent inside yourself, okay? When you are reprogramming this wave frequency inside yourself that is going to seek better experiences, any preset is what I call a memory hologram, okay? All it is is that all of the wave information of that moment in time, or of what you are doing at that moment in time to pull all that in, combines and creates the preset, or creates the hologram that is now basically a belief in your mind. What this means is, and this was what I was kind of talking about before, whatever emotions that you have, and think of every emotion, like all of your senses are actually, it's all just wave information that your body is interpreting as scent, as taste, as sight. We are literally walking around and simply interpreting waves into reality. The auditory nerve, you take the sound waves in, bam, it goes in, and it goes through your auditory nerve, and your nervous system is literally taking that frequency and saying, that's what I'm hearing, okay? Sight, same thing. Whatever we're taking it in, goes through the optic nerve, goes into our brain, and we process it as sight. So all of those, if everything that we're experiencing is frequency, then if you think about it, every single thing, every single aspect of, this is really driving me crazy. Every single